Storytelling. It's at the heart of all great art and all great artists. So the question that you have to ask yourself, the really most important question, is what is your story? What is your story? What is so interesting about you that I want to pay attention to you? And a good story is not just a plot. A good story is emotional. Good story is something that you bring to the table that touches on a human emotion. But I don't need to relate to you. And that's something that is sort of a fallacy, I think. A lot of people often get told, oh, you should do it this way, or you shouldn't do this lyric, because people won't be able to relate to it. Okay, there we go. All right. So people will tell you things like, you should do this lyric or do that lyric because people can relate to it. But that's really a fallacy. The truth is, as an artist, people don't need to relate to you. They don't need to also be from India, for instance. They don't need to write, they don't need to have experienced a lyric that you're writing. Like in the song, I'll just take, for example, Burn or something. Burn is one of these songs, it's like a hard-hitting song that I did. And if your body's on fire, let that motherfucker burn. You don't have to have ever had your body burned in a fire. Music is not about literally relating to you. It's about you offering people something that they don't experience every day. In fact, if I can relate to you so much, why is that interesting? Then I'm just listening to my own boring life, which I already live every day. So don't get caught up in people being able to relate to you so literally. What you want to offer people, and what you can maybe offer people, being from a country that is so unique and that so much of the world is not familiar with, offer them that. Offer them something that they don't get every day. So when people tell you, should you do this, you do that, will people be able to relate to it? Just tell them to shut up, okay? That's the moral of that story. So, also, I say this all the time, it's so easy as a producer to look at what is happening. And I think so often people get sound packs, and sound packs come out, and it's the new Deep House sound pack, or it's the new, like, Oliver Heldens sort of sound pack. But you're not going to get anywhere with that. You won't get anywhere with that. You have to look at the climate of music and see what isn't happening. Because every Joe Schmo idiot looks at the state of music and they think they're a genius because they know what's happening. I know what's really hot right now. Future bass is really hot right now. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm such a genius. They're not geniuses, and that's why so many people make sound packs but they don't become artists, because that's all it takes to make a sound pack. But to become an artist, it takes a lot more. You have to see what is not there. And a good example of that is this song that I worked on or had a part of. It was called Tsunami. And to me, when I conceptualized the song, I looked out into the crowd of ravers and I said, these people look almost like they're an army. They look like they're an army about to go to war. But all of the music was so happy. It was like, at the time, it was Avicii, and it was Levels, and it was all this really positive light stuff. But I looked at it and I said, here it looks like a bunch of people, they're almost looking at their commander, like they're about to march into battle. And that's when I made the music, which to me sounded like the movie 300 or something. It sounded like a war movie. And the whole song, it was like a war. So that was an example, and I don't get them every day. I don't have good ideas every day, but I think that was a good idea. And the idea stemmed from looking at what was there, what was so clear, but was not being said. It was about looking at it and presenting something to the EDM community, to the EDM song music landscape. It seemed to me like it could be there. This could make sense to everybody if they just saw it the way that I did. So I encourage you guys, when you're thinking about your style, when you're thinking about what your style is going to be, you focus on what is not there. What is not there that you could bring, maybe, especially, that other people just haven't thought of yet, okay? that is a big part of why I started Kashmir. In the same vein as the song Tsunami, I looked at the state of dance music, which all seemed so happy. Everything about it seemed just so happy and so, let's all take drugs and hug each other. And I just wanted to give it something that was a little bit darker, that had a little bit more edge to it, that had a little bit more culture, because I was sick of seeing the same European guys with the same V-neck on, the same black V-neck, that they had formed this sort of incestuous community where you knew exactly who was going to be headlining every festival. And they all had the same haircut. They all looked the same. And I just wanted to break it up or something. So, anyway, that's why I started Kashmir.